My name's Eric Petroni, and I grew up in the American Canal Zone at the Panama Canal. My father grew up in an orphanage, worked his way to be a master mariner from washing toilet bowls. Then he went on to Korea, Vietnam, naval commander, and then he did a lot with 7th Group down in the American Canal Zone. My sister became a professional surfer, so we traveled the world shooting films and did a lot for Discovery. And then my father had a massive stroke and a brain bleed, and he's my best buddy of he's everything to me. And then when he had tubes, America, that's for sure. And by the way, if there is a guy that's more proud of being an American, it's probably the both of us. America. Yeah. But and it's fascinating hearing about your story about your father. So it's such a great connection about Korea, and which made it this video. And by the way, everyone, cutting out from Never Quit. Yeah. And I mean this from the heart. If there's anyone who puts on better videos that are more heartfelt, more genuine, more to the point, and detailed with an upbeat attitude,
Mixflip.
It's you. And do you mind if we swing this around and you want to do a quick on why you came up with that name?
Yeah, so everybody asks what is Mixflip? Mixflip is my dad. He served in Vietnam in the U.S. Army, and he's half Filipino, half Irish. Mixflip. So that's where it comes from, guys.
And he was asking, I shouldn't have maybe picked that out. That's the most classic name of all of it. So anyway, so now we know about the guru who's behind the camera.
So back to your dad.
Okay, back to my father was he's my, and you can go to neverquitnever.com and watch a video called Never Quit What Started It All, or go to Never Quit World Tour and look at all the events that we put around the world for our armed service members. But we do focus in war zone areas like Afghanistan, and then we just did Jordan, Kuwait, Qatar, Darwin, Australia, everywhere, and they're all free, and it's really a wonderful time. But my dad had a stroke and a brain bleed, and he did like 500 push-ups a day, 250 pull-ups a day, ran backwards 5 miles. He was like a nut, and he had this stroke, brain bleed, and doctor said, Eric, live your own life, you'll never make it. And I said, nothing doing. He's my everything. I wouldn't even have life if it wasn't for him. And he came out of his coma of 6 months, and I said, Dad, if there was anything you could tell Mom and I and the family, what would it be? And I handed him a Sharpie, and he never talked. And he just started shaking and struggling. And that's his exact writing right there. He wrote, Never Quit.
That's inspiring.
Yeah, and I was like, okay, I'll do 4 hours of sleep a night. Like I got goosebumps because And then I used to carry him on my shoulders, and we'd go for long rucksack marches.
Nice.
And then he finally said to me, I put him down, I go, Dad, you got to learn how to walk. Come on. And he turned to me and said, Eric, I love you. I'll never quit for you. Thank you for never quitting for me. I started crying. And then from there, we started speaking to kids at schools around the nation on the importance of honoring your parents and living an active, healthy life. And then a kid raised their hand and said, would you do a run? I said, a run. And then we did 500 people came, and then the next year 2,000, and 4,000, and it became the biggest beach run in the world. Then service members were coming saying, hey, we just got deployed. Could you send us stuff in Afghanistan or Iraq? And we'd mail it over. And then eventually they said, would you just come over and do these events with us and set them up?
Wow,
and now
like almost like USO, huh?
Yeah, but in bigger. I mean, we have big performers that come in, or the USO comes in and we'll double the size of the event, and they get a free Never Quit shirt, another shirt at the end. This was actually the finisher medal that the soldiers got in Iraq, Afghanistan, everywhere, and it says all the bases that we do.
Oh, wow.
So I just stuck that onto the side of the truck.
By the way, I'm a veteran too. I never really mentioned that much, but
thank you. Wow.
Yeah.
So this is the legend of legends.
Yeah.
And I was never in the military.
You get a lot of military information out of me,
Yeah, so I grew up in the American Canal Zone that Jimmy Carter, that trader, gave away. So we were in the state of limbo. So we're called Zonians, and we have no home. We're kind of roaming and without a home. But we're Americans, but we've never lived here.
That's weird.
But we put on these events, and then I become exhausted.
Yeah.
And I've traveled to 60 countries, and so I thought, what about if I made, and I've done a couple, but I thought, what about if I could make the coolest vehicle that I could escape with the dogs and just hike with them and be free.
Like 365 living in a vehicle, right?
So and live in, and make it where everything, so
and this is where you came at here, right?
That's it, so you're absolutely right. So the idea was, a cab over vehicle is great because you don't have that long hood that you're having to look over. The engine's underneath. And so what's amazing, this box that we're building is going to be 15 feet long inside, 7 feet wide, and 7 feet tall, and yet the entire vehicle from bumper to bumper is only 6 inches longer than a Mercedes Sprinter Extended 178, which is crazy.
That is crazy.
Yeah, so here the vehicle will be finished mid-July, and it's actually, by the way, everyone, you gotta follow this guy on YouTube because he does the coolest stuff. So definitely go down to the bottom, and he doesn't even know I'm saying this, but like him, hit subscribe.
I appreciate that
because it's true. Like if I go and watch those nights when we're all bored and we're watching Overland videos, he covers the shows from start to finish, and you don't even need to go to the show because
just cancel your cable and watch YouTube.
It's actually really neat. It's aluminum, but yet there's no welding. It's all adhesive by the same people who do Oshkosh's MRAPs. It's got 6 layers of ceramic inside the walls. It has an R39 R value.
Oh wow!
And then so we'll start in here. You step into the vehicle. You got a shower that's all enclosed and a toilet. It's a 6-foot kitchen, 2 Dometic fridges, a 95 and a 100. So you can go, hey, I just want to use one, or you can have all fridge, all freezer. 7-gallon water heater, all your pots and pans. It's got a water distiller, so you lose no water from RO. It's got a California King mattress, which you can kind of see here in the rear, so you can sleep east to west. Or since I'm 6'4", you can sleep. That's right. You can sleep this way, and your girlfriend or your wife can sleep that way. And then we made a platform that you can step off of for the dogs. And if I don't know if I should mention, you can edit it out, but if you like having sex with your girlfriend, it's kind of
we're leaving that in, man.
Yeah, okay, we're leaving. All right, I'm just gonna say it then. If you need to bend over your girlfriend, I had to measure her from knee up because it's too tall to have her up here, and so I had to create a platform for
perfect.
me. So I kind of took the tape measure out and measured it in the act, and then she got very angry at me as I walked away with the tape measure, going back to my plans. But
that's real world right there, guys. That's real world.
So anyway, so then it has an 8-foot couch, so I can fit all my surfboards and stand-up paddle boards. Underneath the bed is 36 inches, so you can put your bicycles, and we were able to fit a 16-foot Zodiac and a 35 horsepower engine underneath the bed. Then what's really cool is up here when you're sitting in bed, these 2 doors open up like that, so you can now lay out under the stars.
Oh, that's awesome.
And it has mosquito netting that wraps around it. These 2 arms right here go up, and they have your 2 hammock chairs that hang down.
Oh, that's cool.
Then when you go inside the vehicle, we'll go back down in here, you can crawl up, go up through the escape hatch on the top. The railings flip up here, and you have a 7-foot by 15-foot deck to hang out on the ocean with all your friends and barbecue. And then poles come up like this to have a canopy that you can now be covered and sleep out there even if it drizzles or rains.
That is so badass.
Yeah, it's super bitchin'. And here you see these 2 arms here. They're 5 feet, they come down, and it holds your 2 hammocks on the side of the vehicle, and the awning comes out over the side. Then now another California King coming up here, you can step up, go up into this California King. It's 27 inches above the mattress.
Jeez.
You can open up your rooftop tent, and this is all covered with canvas. It just doesn't show it here. And then you can step out of this up onto the roof. So this sleeps 2 people. The California King in the rear sleeps 2. This sleeps 1. And then it has these 10-inch by 10-inch cabinets here, all lithium. It's got 1,140 amp hours of lithium right inside here. So you need no solar, but yet we've added solar here to the roof. It has about 140 gallons of water, 27 gallons gray, massive storage underneath the seat. And you'll notice that there's no outside access to storage, because then there's no theft. Everything's internal, except we do have a box here with a slide out step on either side so that you can put your dog leashes or your dirty shoes if you were hiking.
That is cool.
And the idea of this is we were never going to sell it. It was just to do it for me. And then Joe from Vision X said we could bring it over. And then now people are like, oh my gosh, this is so wonderful. So if we do it, you could just buy the chassis, or you could buy, hey, we want the whole thing. And then we'll just do it just for a couple cool people, but no jerks, just cool people.
That's wild.
Then what's amazing about a cab over is in here, this is 6'2" and 38 inches wide. So
that's big.
It's a mattress, a blow-up mattress here, but we're actually making flip down doors that go like that.
Is that what that ledge is for?
It works perfect. It's not, but we're gonna make it where this lowers down. Then the dogs that are back here, if you stepped on the brakes, they won't fall in here.
Oh,
and then lay down on that. Try laying down. Yeah, throw your feet right up. No worries.
Oh, this thing is big.
Isn't that classic?
Oh yeah. I can sleep on this easily.
This is the beauty of a cab over and a crew cab. And then if you climb over there, you can just jump over the seats and step in the driver's seat.
It's a good one.
Oh, I see. Let's see. Do it like this? What,
Yep,
here?
yeah, check it out. But the dog, that's gonna be a big dog platform there. And you can kind of feel how much vision, I'll jump in behind you, but isn't that amazing, the amount of glass?
Yeah, man, you can really see a lot with this cab setup, man. That's nice.
Well, I'm Toby from Schulman USA, and I'm the U.S. distributor for Schulman Seats out of Stuttgart, Germany. So what we do is make the world's finest automotive retrofit seat. And the reason that we make seats is that every body, every human's a different shape and a different size, and there's no way to make a one-size-fits-all seat. So we've got several different models that are different sizes and have different features, so that you can get the perfect seat for you and get it dialed in and really enjoy the trip.
So is it a one-time purchase that seat is fitted to you, or is it adjustable by each user?
Yeah, so we've got some models that are non-adjustable and they're less money. And if you're that person that fits that non-adjustable seat, then that's great and that's perfect. But if you're taller or shorter or wider, we make seats that are specialized for that. So this seat in this truck is called the Vario XXL-F. And the Vario means that it's adjustable. So the first and most important adjustment you'll see is that this entire lower cushion, the bottom cushion, adjusts for length. So if you see the whole cushion, as I turn this knob, will move out.
Nice.
And it actually goes out really far. So I've had some really tall, lanky people that think they'll never fit a seat properly.
I like it already.
And
that's awesome.
yeah, man, it just keeps going. So you've got this adjustment, and then let's say your partner is really short and they want to go and drive the same truck. They can wind this back, and it actually goes so far back that a 5-foot person can be comfortable.
Nice.
So
you know what I like about it already too?
what's that?
I can already tell I'm not gonna break this.
no, this thing's made for the long haul.
Yeah.
So
There's no electronics,
no
right?
electronics, and a lot of people buy these seats and they don't buy new seats, they buy new brackets for their new truck or their new car when they
nice.
switch up, because the seat's made to last and it fits you, so you keep it.
Yeah.
So as you can see, it just
That's
keeps going
actually a
back,
good
right? So super adjustable here. And then these kidney bolsters are on an adjustment so they can become wider or narrower.
How do you adjust those?
Yeah, there's a knob right up here in the back. So you just spin this
Same thing,
knob.
spin the knob.
Spin the knob, wider, narrower. So you get that dialed in for width. And then in the backrest, we have a 4-way adjustable mechanical lumbar support. So the lumbar can be adjusted towards your back or away from your back, but then also up and down in the seat. So you can, and what's really critical about that is that, when you hop in the car and you drive around town for 5 or 10 minutes, it doesn't matter if you slouch, it doesn't matter if you have bad posture, but on a long road trip, that makes all the difference in the world. So by supporting your lumbar area properly, it gets your shoulders back in the seat, so you stop slouching.
Yeah.
And now your spine and the alignment of your body is so that your hips are aligned properly on the bottom of the seat, and your weight is spread out on your legs instead of your hips. And so instead of that like 6-hour squirm in the seat, you're going from cheek to cheek, that just completely
You can dial it in, get that sweet spot.
You get the sweet spot, and you actually feel more refreshed after driving all day than you did when you got in the truck. So it really works. But you combine all of those adjustable features with the structure of the seat that is different than any other seat in the world. And what's different is that instead of having foam that's just layered onto a steel frame and then upholstered, we actually put our whole tubular steel frame into our mold, and we cast the foam, we in-mold the foam directly onto the steel parts. And so what you get is a structure that has an incredible amount of support and rigidity that gives and supports you without being rigid, but is stiff enough to push back and allow your body and your muscles to relax. So the seats hold you inside your muscles, and it just works perfectly.
Nice.
And it's super durable. So.
What's the history behind this company, by the way?
Yeah, so we were started in the late 60s in Germany.
Oh, a long time.
A long time ago. So before us, the backrest of a car seat was actually like a flat board. And we were one of the first people that the spine of the human being is an S shape. Maybe like, you know, maybe the backrest of the seat should also match the curvature of the spine.
Yeah.
So we kind of pioneered that. We pioneered supportive side bolsters that were really fitted to the body, and we focused on racing. So in the 60s, 70s, and 80s, we were making rally race seats and road racing seats, and in the late 80s, we transitioned to orthopedic driving seats. So for the last 30 years, we specialize in making seats for long distance driving, and we're unapologetic about it, and that's what we do, and it's awesome.
So it's safe to say this is probably some of the best seats you could possibly buy.
I would say that emphatically.
Yeah.
Joe Biro here, one of the founding partners of Vision X Lighting. We're going to talk a little bit about some of the new technologies that we're launching here at the Overland Expo in Flagstaff. We're going to talk about our new shocker bar and our ADV series. These down here is our mini Canon. This is our Canon Gen 2 series here. Small, compact, 6061 aluminum. It's got a Teflon style coating on it, so it's really good underneath any type of conditions where salt may, jeopardize some of the external coating. It's got an IP67 rating, so water ingress is not going to hurt it, neither will dust.
Nice.
Up here on the top, this is our new ADV series. We call it our Adventure series, actually. It's available in a 6.7 size and larger, 8.7. The white light you see here, these are designed for distance. These lower ones here are designed to fill in that gap on the way to the distance, okay?
Oh, nice.
As you see the white light in the back here that surrounds all this is actually a DRL, daytime running light, a halo, that is SAE approved. So you could actually wire it specifically to an ignition power to where just the white light comes on, not the large, powerful LEDs.
Oh, nice.
Okay, all the bracketry, again, stainless hardware, all 6061 aluminum. Even the front bezel bolts are black stainless. We make our lights basically like the Ronco cooker. You set it and just forget it. Okay. Up top here is our new shocker bar. The shocker bar is available from 12 inches to 50-inch lengths. And what we do with this is we run an MSR, which stands for multi-surface reflector, here along the top for the white light. The LEDs fire down to the MSR and then obviously projects out for long distance.
That's different.
And it keeps it concentrated. Keeps light
okay.
really concentrated, so each LED is designed to help the other one achieve that long range, okay?
Nice.
Eric has both of them on right now, but normally you'd run one at a time. You'd have white, and the bottom one is amber. What we do here is we take an acrylic cylinder and it's laser cut in half, and we mount that cylinder on the PCB, the circuit board, okay? Where we actually keep the amber LEDs. What this allows for very wide range. So it's not a spot, it's extremely a wide pattern, but it's from the horizon down. It's not designed to light up the trees or anything else. It's designed to light from
the road,
basically the headlights down, to penetrate through that dust or fog that currently you're experiencing. Again, this also is all aluminum, 6061 stainless hardware as well.
Nice.
All of our products are designed to last, lifetime warranty on them. We never have a problem.
And your background is in racing, right?
Yeah, we started in 2005, really coming after the automotive off-road industry. And obviously with that, we kind of cross-pollinated into different industries, going from HID. We were the first company on the planet to actually manufacture a forward-facing accessory LED light bar, something similar to what you see on the top of Eric's rig here. Contrary to what anybody else says, we were the first ones to make a forward-facing light bar.
By the way, talk about that one too, because we didn't really talk about that.
So
what is that?
Light up here is our XPR series. It's a 10-watt LED chip that runs an iris reflector. And what the iris reflector does is it captures all the light that's coming out of the LED, just so it gets some long range.
Okay.
We have two different models of the XPR version. We have an XPR S, which Eric has up here. That's designed for extreme spot. Then we have an XPR M, which is a mixed beam, where the outer ones are bent. The outer LED cups, or the iris reflectors, rather than bending the bar, we bent the reflector. So it gives you nice, good peripheral light, left and right hand side, as well as long distance. The center ones would also be straight.
Nice.
So you have left, right, and extreme long distance.
That's badass. Yeah, this thing, when you stand back, let me show the guys on camera here.
You go right back here and then you walk
Oh my goodness, yeah, this is definitely the sweet spot right here. I'm like blinded right now. That is a lot of light coming down range. Can you imagine being out in the middle of the desert somewhere or in a jungle? This thing would light everything up, man. Look at that.
We got Nitto 37s, but the cool thing, those are the new Method 305s, heavy duty wheels.
Well, I'm Wally. I work for Method Race Wheels. I'm in sales here. And what we like to do with our product is we like to race it first. And that really kind of helps us create a product that's going to be good for the average off-road enthusiast.
So it's tested in the race world.
Yeah. So from a racing development side of things, we have different techniques that the engineers build up. They get feedback from the true racers, the guys that are winning the Baja 1000, the guys that won this year's King of the Hammers Ultra 4 race. So everything like Ultra 4, from rock crawling to desert racing to even rally racing, we're winning top box in a lot of different fields. And we're taking all that information we're getting back, and we're creating the best product we can for the off-road enthusiast. This is our HD option. It has a 4,500 pound load rating in the 8 lugs. This is for the big heavy duty stuff, just like you were talking about on Eric's wheel.
Yeah.
He's got that big old truck. And
is that what's on his truck?
This is exactly what's on Eric's truck right here.
Nice.
Big old 8 lug, and it's got the really heavy duty load ratings.
Everything on this vehicle has been stripped except the cab, the axle, and the engine. So it's got a Dana 60 front, not a Dana Pro Rock, but a Dana, it's just a Pro 60.
So there's your solid axle Dana Trek.
Yeah. The floating axle, and then we're actually going to take out some of these springs and supplement them with air just to make the ride perfect.
Nice.
And what we're going to do now is talk about the gentleman who made this rig, and his name is Matt at Angry Iron Metal Works out of Toccoa, Georgia.
Nice.
Matt Thomason from Angry Iron.
All right, so what do we got on your end?
We converted the thing to four-wheel drive. We take all the Zuzu drivetrain out from underneath it, the axles, we replace it with Dynatrac axles, Chairworthy Fab Hero transfer case. We designed the 4-link system with air ride suspension. We do the steering on the front and all the mounts under it, and custom stainless exhaust.
And
yeah, what am I looking at here? Explain what
Matt,
all
please,
this is. What is all this going on here, man?
So these are the mounts for the link suspension. This is the cross member to tie them together. And there's also the mount that ties in for the 2-piece drive shaft.
I'm familiar with cross members, but I'm not familiar with cross members that look like this. Is there a reason why it looks like that?
Well, it just looks cool.
It looks badass.
It does, and it's super strong. It's dual layered, so we had to do this in a two-piece
dual layered.
together.
Okay, yeah.
The pieces underneath it in black are solid, so they tie it all together.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
Here's the transfer case mount. The way we designed it, it's at 2.5 degree lean, so it's parallel with the output of the transmission, and then it's dropped down for a 2 degree working angle. And same thing, it's 2-piece. It slides on in the section and bolts to every available hole in the transfer case.
Yikes! Yeah, that looks like it's definitely engineered to last forever, huh?
What made you pick the Hero transfer case, Matt?
It's one of the more well-built, tougher cases out there.
Can we get a better look under here?
You can get a good angle, even almost, this way or that way.
Here we go. Oh, there we go. Yeah, there's a beauty shot right there.
It's got 300 M shafts in it. They're 1 3/4 diameter.
This thing is a beast. I cannot wait to see this thing completed, man. That is awesome.
And then the air, what made you pick this air?
These pump to 200 PSI, so you have a lot more capacity. So each one of these tanks is holding 200 PSI. You can run any air tool off this system. It also runs the airbags.
The airbags. And I'm assuming this is considered a long travel, right?
It is. All the geometry is as good as it could be with this chassis.
Because the original was what, just leaf springs?
Just leaf springs.
Oh man, yeah, you guys put tons of work into this thing, man. Look at that.
And it's got a Dana 80 rear from Dynatrac. And Matt's going to add in another 30 gallons of fuel, so we'll have 60 gallons of fuel, about a 650-mile range.
Yikes. You can go halfway across the U.S. with that thing almost.
Yeah, about 3 fills and you're good.
That's sweet. So you were saying the initial idea of this was just a personal vehicle.
I was looking, there's no one who does this in the whole country.
Yeah.
There was one guy down in Miami, but he more just makes like just a basic dump truck. It was nothing fancy.
Yeah.
And then by luck one night at like 2 a.m. watching videos like yours, I came upon this guy and he had this truck, and I thought, all right, I'll drive up to Toccoa, Georgia and meet him. And he was the coolest dude. There was a couple things that pushed me over the edge. Like he's like, I don't know why anyone would be cruel to dogs, and he has a dog named Expo, and I have 3 dogs. And I thought, okay, this guy likes animals and dogs. This is a plus. Then he had this friend, and he's kind of another Einstein, and it was so many. And then he did overlanding. He loves the outdoors. He has a mass amount of land he's out, adventuring on.
Yeah.
Which is Matt right next to me. And then I said that was it. And I, my whole heart, and I guess the good and the bad about people like Matt and myself is that we're overly passionate about making everything perfect. When you go underneath the seat, all this sort of these design work is in places that you can't even see.
Yeah.
So he's just, I thought I was a perfectionist, and he's like even crazier than me. So he's the ultimate of the genius builders, and so I'm very fortunate that I now even have a great friend of Matt, and I hope he comes down to visit me in Panama. But so,
oh, you still live in Panama?
No, I don't, but I'm planning on being down there in November. That's where I grew up in the American Canal.
You're just going to go back home for a while.
Yeah, just go back and hopefully Matt comes down and goes fishing. But when we did this, it was just to build one off, but then Matt got carried away and kept making it better and better and better, and now it's even people from Overland Expo came by and were saying this is the best rig of the whole a suspension rig of the whole event.
The end goal is to kind of sell something like this that somebody can build off of, or the whole thing, or whatever.
We'll build you just a chassis like this, or we'll do a truck with a box.
Oh, okay. So here's the tough question then. Those two options, just this or the full-on, what kind of price points are we looking at? I know it can't be, and this is all premium, high-end stuff.
Really depends on how you option the truck.
Yeah, you can option it forever, huh?
The truck with a full drive system is going to be around 120 and go north from there.
That sounds about right.
Plus the cost of the truck.
Well, we could do it included if we done a simpler system.
Because how much do the base trucks cost normally? Because they're just a cargo truck.
They're between 40 and 50, depending on how you option them.
Okay, so that's about normal. Everybody expects that.
And then in this, there's like 90 grand of just.
Oh yeah.
So then you're already. So then there's your 150 right there.
Yeah.
And then I think if we did everything combined, it'd probably be like 350. But in a way, you think about it, you're like, wow, you get that suspension, you get sleeping for 6, a rooftop deck, all lithium.
2 California Kings. That's unheard of,
and in
man.
a truck that's only 6 inches longer than an extended 180 Sprinter. And so when you look at other trucks around here, there's a couple. There's so many great people here that make great things. But in price comparison, you've got other companies like this that are just doing a single cab. And they're all in the 320 to 390 range, and then you've got the big boys, that have the F550s that are really 600 and up. And so the problem with those is you've got so much hood in front of you. And the turning radius on this is like
35 degrees.
35 degrees.
It's a 35-degree turning angle,
which is incredible. It's almost about what a Ford Transit is.
Oh, that's not bad.
Yeah.
I'm driving one right now, a Ford Transit.
It's about 2 feet short of that.
That's not bad.
You've got all of this truck.
Will this fit in like an international cargo?
No, in a shipping container it won't. But, and that's a great, because those are, like Earth Cruiser makes a great
That's right, they do,
They can fit in. The downside, there's upsides and downsides to everything. The downside to having it where it would fit is then you can't walk in it unless you lift it, and then when you lift it you feel like you're kind of outside again, and you don't have that total piece.
Yeah, because they have that canvas kind of thing going on, right?
So with this, I can put this on the ship all the way to New Zealand or Australia for $4,200 on a roll-on, roll-off, or to Panama for $30,000. No, and then when you get there, you have your house on wheels. They're like the Jamaicans that grow your house upon wheels. And then you got everything done. All your surfboard, your kayaks, and then even if you wanted the inside, hey, I wanted a little bit customized, or I want that sex platform a little bit lower. But you like the sex platform.
Hell yeah.
So I mean, sex is an important thing. I mean, you got to mountain bike, and then you got to be healthy at night too. So
right on.
We're all about health here.
Cool. So thank you for that awesome rundown of an amazing vehicle, amazing story too. You got a good crew working with you. Let's end this again with the website, just we have something to leave the guys with.
Angry Iron Metalworks.
Angry Iron.
That's the Instagram and the Facebook.
Okay.
Never Quit Overland is the Facebook and Instagram. And then if you want to just learn about Never Quit, you can go to neverquitnever.com or Never Quit World Tour. Method wheels are great.
Method,
and they've got the 305s heavy duty. And listen, everyone, you are learning about this Overland world because there's people who, like this guy, who are, and I really mean this now, he drives out here, he pays his own way, I don't know if you're staying in a hotel, you're
No, I'm staying in a van, man, the Transit.
Yeah, and he never asks for anything from anyone, and yet we are able to learn from all over the world about what's going on in the Overland world because of his channel. And I really mean this, it's important for you to support the people who are making this this family enjoy the outdoors. So if you
appreciate that, man.
Please subscribe to him, like him, and share him, and let others know about his channel so that he can you know, he's energizing because what you're doing for him fuels him to let him know that people love what you do.
Man, very kind words, man. There you go, guys. Is that an epic interview?
And then don't forget about this crazy American
Vision
Joe
X right
who
over there.
runs Vision X. Yeah.
Yeah, guys, that was an epic booth interview at Overland Expo. Like normal, hit that like button to support my channel and leave a comment below. Let me know what you think about this crazy Never Quit project.
And we'll
Never
be at
Quit
all the
Overland.
shows
Yeah.
all over the country this year. So
Yeah.
if you're like, hey, come by, we'll come by.
Yeah, follow up on these guys. He said they're going to be finished up in about
We'll be mid-July.
by the end of the year.
And I move everything of mine into it,
Yeah.
and the dogs and the surfboards in mid-July.
That's awesome, man.